Okay, morning everyone. I'm going to be taking you through a 60-minute yoga stretch this morning. We're going to be focusing on hamstrings and on shoulders. So I have a strap. We will be using it quite a bit. So you can modify with things from your house like a belt. A lot of you will have a strap that you carry your yoga mat with, that's perfect. Or even just like a tea towel or a towel, something that effectively makes your arms a little longer and enables you to grab your feet in different places. So grab a strap. I've also propped myself up on a blanket, just a rolled up blanket. Might be nice to have because it is cold this morning. So once we start to relax down at the end, you can place the blanket over you. And at the beginning, you can roll it up and prop your hips up on it to find a comfortable seat. So when you're ready, you don't need to sit cross-legged. If it's more comfortable to sit up on your shins, go for it. Just finding a space that helps you feel relaxed and prepares you for your practice. As you come into this space, close down your eyes and start to cultivate a connection downward into your body. Check in with each part of your body and how it feels. Check in with the parts that we don't pay much attention to in our day-to-day life. Notice the palms of your hands, the backs of your knees, the little toe, the positioning of your shoulders, the movement of your belly as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And as you connect to your body, you might notice the temperature of your skin. You might listen for the beat of your heart. Whatever helps you to feel a connection with your body and to let that connection be the loudest thing in the room. All the other sounds around you start to fade. All the other feelings that are not to do with the here and now start to melt away. And we draw our focus inward. And we have the intention to maintain this inward focus as we move on our mats this morning. Acknowledging that if the focus shifts, if we get a little distracted, that's okay. It's bound to happen. We're all in completely different places. But let's be gentle with ourselves and simply notice that distraction, be aware of it, maybe give ourselves a little smile, turn the intention back in. Enjoying the process, enjoying the journey. On your next inhale, breathe in as deeply as you can through the nose. Fill all the way up. And open the mouth and sigh the breath out. Twice more in through the nose. Notice the coolness of the air. Out through the mouth. Maybe the air's a little warmer. One more time. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1, through the nose, exhale, 4, 3, 1. Steady stream of breath in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep this breath going for a few more rounds. You might want to increase your count, or if I was counting a little slowly for you today, you might want to decrease or quicken your count, whatever feels good in your body. Just steadying out the breath, lengthening out, smoothing it out, drawing focus. How are you breathing this morning? Take the time into your own rhythm, into your own pace. On your next exhale, keep the eyes closed. Gently draw the chin down toward the chest. Then as you inhale, roll right ear to right shoulder. Keep a steady count of breath. Left side of the neck lengthens. Exhale, roll chin back to chest. Inhale, left ear around to left shoulder. Exhale, chin back to chest. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. We're going to pause here for the exhale. Inhale to pick your right hand up and place it on top of your left ear. And then use the exhale to flex your left palm away from you, lengthening that left shoulder out. We'll go for one more breath here. In. And out. Relax the left hand. Use the inhale, release the right hand from the head. And exhale, roll chin back to chest. Inhale, left ear. Down to left shoulder. Pause on the exhale. And the inhale brings the left hand to the right ear. And the exhale flexes the right palm away. And take a deep breath in. And use the out breath to relax the right hand. Inhale, left hand removes from right ear. Exhale, roll chin back to chest. Inhale, lift the head through center. We're going to use the exhale, draw the chin up toward the ceiling. Inhale, head back to center. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, head up through center. Exhale, chin toward the ceiling. Keep looking up as you inhale, reach the arms up. And then use the exhale, circle the hands down by your sides, switch the gaze forward. Good morning. Interlace the fingers behind you or use your strap. Inhale, plug your shoulder blades together. Draw the hands down toward the mat, chest toward the ceiling. Exhale. Inhale, pull the hands back behind you, look forward. Exhale, a little bow forward, hands toward the ceiling. We're just going to do this 2 more times. Inhale, up through center. Exhale, open the chest, draw the hands back. Inhale, up through center. Exhale, a little bow forward. Not too deep, especially if your hips are raised up. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come back up. As you exhale, release the interlace of the fingers. I'm getting warm, I'm just going to chop that out of the way. And then we're going to come off anything that we're sitting on and take the legs long in front of us. So I'm going to turn side onto you. Starting to work length into the hamstrings as you find your seat. Feet are about hip distance apart. You might just want to pedal out the legs a little, crossed for quite a while there. All right, actively pressing your heels down, flex up to the ceiling. So if the knees need to stay a little bent, let that happen. Start to find length through the hamstrings by flexing the feet up. Hands come down beside you, either palms to the mat, super long arms, or fingertips down, whatever's most comfortable. We're going to inhale here, sit nice and tall. As you exhale, point the toes. For the backs of the legs, respond. Inhale, flex the feet. Which one do you feel more? Exhale, point the toes. One more time. Inhale, flex the feet. Exhale, point the toes. Inhale, flex the feet, bend the left knee. We're going to take the left foot to the inside of the right thigh and draw the left knee out to the left. If it's raised quite a bit, you might want to put your blanket or a pillow underneath that left knee just to give it a little bit of support. We're facing toward the right foot, so both hands are going to come to the mat either side of the right leg, just to a point where the spine can stay long. Inhale, lead the chest forward. And then as you exhale, start to draw your chin toward your right big toe. Twice more with the breath. Inhale, lift up. Aiming chin toward big toe. Exhale, remember this knee can still be a little bit bent. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, come on up. Let's reach the arms up. We're going to go left hand behind. Exhale. Spread the fingers, press the palms. Into your right heel, keep the right toes flexed up. Inhale, lift the hips. Draw the right arm back to open across the right shoulder, open across the chest for 3, 2, 1. A slow, steady release of the hips down to the mat. Circle your right hand around to the inside of the right leg. Now we're going to shuffle that left knee back a little bit. So we're widening the space between the legs. The heel comes toward the groin. Inhale, lift your right arm up. Let's take that palm behind the head and clock the elbow as far to the left as possible. Let's look to the left, past the left elbow, and you might start to feel a deeper stretch through that left shoulder. Deep breath in. If there's a little more space for you to explore, start to walk your right hand to the right as you exhale. Left elbow draws up toward the ceiling, not forward. So peeling open to find the stretch through that shoulder, and we're still lengthening out that right leg. Holding it here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, release your left hand down behind your left hip. Inhale, draw your left knee up, and we're going to cross that left foot over to the outside of the right thigh. Reach the right arm up nice and high, big breath in. Let's go for a twist. You can hug your knee or you can hook your elbow. Whatever you're feeling best this morning. The hug is just a little more gentle as we draw the left shoulder back. For 3, waking up, warming up your body. For 2, for 1, use an inhale to unravel, face forward. Keep your left foot to the outside of the right thigh, but draw your left knee to the left. So we're coming into a figure 4 shape. Right knee now. Plant the sole of the right foot, hands are down by your side, fingers face toward you. This might be more than enough. We've got a nice stretch through the left glute. Flexing that left foot, pressing the knee away. So staying here, otherwise we take it into the shoulders by lifting the hips. Pressing into the hands, pressing into the right foot, pressing the hips up as high as we can. Keep chin towards chest. Maybe gazing toward your hips just to see if they're even. If not, shuffling around a little to even them out for 3. Noticing how your breath has responded to this shape for 2. For 1, if the hips are up, slowly start to lower them down, keeping chin toward chest. Then let's unhook the left leg. Inhale, send the left leg up, 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 up. Exhale, left leg extends long, and we're going to come to the other side. So right foot comes to the inside of the left inner thigh. I'm going to turn myself around so I don't end up with my back to you. And we're starting to lengthen ourselves out toward that left foot. So remembering this knee does not need to be straight. Ground through the heel, flex the toes back toward your face as actively as you can. Lengthen the chest forward, roll the shoulders back, sit tall. The movement doesn't need to be big. It can just be a millimeter, or even the idea of a movement. Inhale, but feel it for the flow in your body. Exhale, chin toward left big toe. Doesn't need to get close. It's just the direction. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, chin toward left big toe. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Keep pressing actively through that left heel. Inhale, come back up. And then we're going to take right hand behind right hip on the exhale. Press down into the right palm. Press down into the left heel. Inhale, lift the hips. Arching open. Start to draw that left arm back in space, and we feel an opening across the shoulder, an opening across the chest for 3, 2, 1. Use the exhale, slowly, carefully lower down. And then we're going to draw the right knee back, widening the space between the legs. Left hand is to the inside of the left leg. Right hand behind the head. Right elbow clocks back to the right and shift the gaze to look back over the elbow, maybe finding a slightly deeper stretch for the shoulder. So this shift back of the gaze encourages us away from folding forward into this to get deeper. So we're not aiming down, we're aiming back, and then if there's space, up. Drawing the right up toward the ceiling, maybe creeping the left inside of the left leg, using the inside of the left leg as an anchor to press away from, to open up the chest, open up the right shoulder a little bit more. Keep pressing down through your left heel, keep flexing the left toes up. Drawing the right shoulder back, the right elbow back for 3. Breathing into your right side for 2. 1, inhale, lifts us back up. Exhale, press your right hand, pick your right knee up. Cross your right foot to the side of your left inner thigh. Finding a twist. So right behind right hip, inhale, left arm reaches up. You can hug or you can hook on the exhale. Draw the right shoulder back. Take a deep breath in here for length. And a long breath out for twist. The inhale is going to unravel us, coming to face forward. And the exhale draws the right knee to the right. We start to find that figure 4 shape. So important here is a flex of the right foot. Hands come down beside us. Bend the left knee. And you might stay with hips on the ground. The closer you walk your feet in, the deeper the stretch on the right glute. Flex your right foot, press your right knee away, lift through the chest. This is a beautiful place to be. If you're wanting a little more, pressing down into your palms, pressing down into your left foot, the aim here is to keep the hips even. Inhaling, exhaling, and then use the inhale to lift. And the exhale to even out the hips. You might notice this side looks or feels quite different. Keep chin to chest, so we're not moving the head back with this variation. For 3. For 2. Out of the shoulders. For 1. If the hips are lifted, slowly start to bring them down. Hips, ground, chest stays open. Inhale, let's pick that right leg up, send it long. Exhale, right heel to the mat. Inhale, send the left leg long as well. We're going to reach the arms up. Exhale, circle the hands down. So we're not going to our biggest reach. We're not going to our Paschimottanasana. Before we were here, if there's a little bit more space, walk the hands forward. If this doesn't feel accessible, come back to here. Come back to the Dandasana shape. We're going to go for the point of the toes again. So inhale, flex. As you flex the feet, if your legs are straight, maybe the heels come off the mat. And then exhale, point. 2 more times. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back up, bend the knees, cross the ankles. Exhale, make your way into your tabletop. So I'm going to work with this as the front of my mat now. Bringing wrists under the shoulders, knees underneath hips. Spreading the fingers, pressing down into the palms. We'll tuck the toes, lift the hips, and come up into our downward facing dog. So as you come into your down face dog, if you tend to always pedal out your feet straight away, just pause. Take a moment to realize how you're feeling. Notice what's going on through the backs of the legs or through the shoulders. And we're going to really lengthen out into this shape. So if at any point you need to bring the knees down, please do so. You can take your Anahatasana, so keep the shape with the upper body, just bending the knees. Another really nice option, and I'm just going to demonstrate it here because I have a wall, is to take some of the weight out of your hands. You can do this on the back of a couch or a kitchen counter as well, and come into your half downward facing dog, hands to the wall or hands to something at hip height. Again, this is beautiful, working length through the hamstrings, working openness through the shoulders. You're activating the same muscles just without taking as much weight into the hands. So finding your shape this morning. And we're going to focus first on those hamstrings. So taking a little bend through the right knee, and drawing the left heel down toward the mat. Pick the right foot up and hook your right foot behind your left ankle. We're going to inhale, press into the toes, lift the heels up as high, the left heel up as high as you can, equal weight in both hands. Exhale, draw the left heel back as much as you can. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift up onto your tippy toes. Exhale, bring the right knee down to the mat. So the left leg is long behind you. Both hands are pressing down firmly. Inhale, pick the right leg up. Exhale, left knee to left tricep, draw it forward. Inhale, send the left leg back. Exhale, left knee to left tricep, draw it forward. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale, left knee to left tricep, draw it forward. We're going to step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. You can bring your hands up onto blocks or anything that gives yourself a little bit of height here. We're going to draw the hips forward slightly. Keep the left knee drawing in toward the left shoulder. We're going to bring now to the right leg. So the right leg is back behind us. Remember, you can pick yourself up with a little bit more height. We're going to tuck the right toes, press the right heel back, working that right leg as straight as possible. Okay? From here, on the next inhale, draw the heel forward. So roll forward on your toes. And then as you exhale, press the right heel back. Remembering the hands can be raised for a little bit more support. Inhale, draw forward. Exhale, draw back. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, draw back. Beautiful work. Release the right knee down. Untuck the right toes. Draw the right hips back slightly so you're not too deep into the lunge, and we're going to pick that left foot up. Left knee to left tricep. Inhale. Exhale, send the left leg back, then cross it out to the right. Tap the toes down. Press into the right hand. Reach the left arm up. Big breath in. So left shoulder now is stacking directly on top of the right. We're going to rotate and take chest towards ceiling. Release that left arm back behind us. Let the arm go heavy. It's just hanging in space. Opening the shoulders for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, circle the left arm back up. Exhale, circle the left hand down. Inhale, pick the left leg up. Exhale, left leg goes long behind you, toes tap down. We're going to lift the hips up, all the way up, and go inhale, right leg up toward the ceiling, as high as you can take it for 3. Keep pressing down and forward with your hands, rolling your armpits in for 2. Hips are even. For 1, right leg comes down to the mat. Downward facing dog. So now we're swapping sides. This time we bend the left knee. We start to press the right heel back. So finding length through the right hamstring. Picking the left foot up, hooking the left foot behind the right ankle. Inhale, rolling up onto the toes. Exhale, drawing the heel back. Twice more. Inhale, rolling up onto the toes. Exhale, drawing the heel back. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, roll up onto the toes. Unhook your left leg, draw forward. As you exhale, bring your left knee down to the mat. So it's the right leg that is long behind you. Hands are underneath shoulders. Inhale, pick the right leg up. Exhale, right knee to right tricep. Give it a squeeze. Twice more. Inhale. Keep lengthening the crown of the head forward, looking down so the back of the neck is long. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Stepping the right foot down to the outside of the right hand, keeping the right knee hugging in toward the right shoulder. We're going to tuck the left toes, press the left heel back in space, making that left leg as straight as possible. You have the option to bring more height underneath the hands. Inhale, roll forward on your left toes. Exhale, press back through the left heel. That's a big one. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Then inhale, rolling forward. Exhale, releasing the left knee down to the mat. Inhale, drawing the hips back slightly. We're not too deep into the lunge. Pick the right foot up, right knee to right tricep. And then we're going to inhale, send the right leg back behind us. Exhale, cross the right toes out to the left. Tap the toes down. Press your left hand down into the mat. Excuse my back. Reach your right arm up toward the ceiling. So to start with, one line from your left wrist to your right fingertips. And then we start to open the door. Open the door, rotate chest towards ceiling, release the right hand back, and just let it hang heavy. The more we activate and hold the arm here, we're actually cheating ourselves out of a really beautiful stretch for 3, 2, 1. Right arm circles up on the in-breath, and then down on the exhale. We're going to inhale, pick the right foot up. Exhale, tap the toes down, leg is long behind us. Lift the hips up. Inhale, left leg up toward the ceiling. As high as we can take it. Find a split with the legs. Big breath in. And then exhale, left foot comes down. Downward facing dog. Let's inhale deeply here together. And use the exhale, bring the knees down at hip distance apart and untuck the toes. Press firmly into the tops of the feet. So we use this to anchor down to the mat. We're going to start to walk the hands forward. Walk the hands forward, soften chest, soften forehead, down toward the mat. If the forehead doesn't make it all the way, that's absolutely fine. Press actively through the palms and turn the armpits down toward the mat. And if we have a little bit more space, maybe the chin comes to the mat instead, but only if the forehead was down comfortably. As you exhale here, really work on drawing belly button to lower back, finding that tuck. Take a couple more big, relaxing breaths to sink the chest a little deeper. Let's all use the next inhale, lift the head off the mat, look forward, press into the hands, exhale, walk your hands back in underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under, inhale, lift your knees up, exhale, press back, downward facing dog. And from here, we're simply going to walk the hands back toward the feet. Soften the knees and come into a forward fold. So this is our first standing forward fold, and the beautiful thing about these, as opposed to our seated forward folds, is that we're working with gravity here. So there's a lot more heaviness of the torso to rest completely over the legs, rather than to curl straight down toward the knees. So working on the length of the spine, keeping it nice and long as the body relaxes down. The legs do not need to be straight. Belly to thighs, head is heavy, neck is long. Keep your hands down on the mat and not too close to the toes because we're going to come up on the tippy toes and you want to be able to give yourself a nice big stable base. So if you're finding this already quite strong, you might not want to raise onto the toes and that's absolutely fine. You might want to bring some height underneath the hands. This is big on the hammies, that's what we want. So stay there. Otherwise, as you inhale, rock to the tippy toes, lift your hips up. And your heels up. Exhale, bring it back down. So I'm not taking too much weight in my hands, they're just there to make sure I don't topple over. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. The next inhale brings your hands to your shins, half lift. Exhale, soften, fold down toward your legs. We're going to slowly roll our way up to standing on the next breath in. So take your time to get there. All the way up. Once you're up, draw shoulders into ears. And then use the exhale to roll your shoulders back and down. Grab hold of your strap or your tea towel or your t-shirt or your belt, whatever it is you're using. Okay, we are going to take the, what arm are we going to use? Take the left arm up. Bend the left elbow, take the right hand to grab a hold of the other side of the strap. So if you can very easily reach your fingertips here, you might not want to use the strap. If you can reach your fingertips, but it is like a really big reach, give yourself a bit more space because we don't want to be working at 100%. When we use the strap, when we have a few extra centimeters, we can play with how we're positioning our elbows and the intention with which they're moving. So if they're pulling upward or downward or inward or outward, we want that space to play. So once your hands are in position, pick your right foot up, step it about a meter up your mat. Make sure the feet are still hip distance apart, so the feet are still on train tracks. And if your left heel can't ground completely, just turn it in slightly, but ensure that the left hip stays equal with the right. Okay, we're going to start standing. Shoulders stay over hips. As you inhale, try pull the elbows as far away from each other as you can. So you're drawing left elbow up toward the ceiling, right elbow down toward the mat. It's quite strong, and then as you exhale, just relax the hands. Make sure that you don't start popping your ribs out, all right? Inhale, draw the elbows away from each other. Exhale, relax. One more time, inhale, draw the elbows away like you're trying to snap your strap in half. Exhale, relax. Okay, the next inhale, we draw the elbows toward the back of the mat as much as you can. This might lift your chest a little. Keep gluing lower ribs toward hip bones. As you exhale, pull your elbows forward, and this will move your spine slightly. 2 more times. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, draw forward. Hips stay even. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back to center. All right, so we're working with a range of those movements. What we want to do is draw the left elbow up toward the ceiling and then in toward the head. The right elbow down toward the mat and then back behind us. Deep breath in. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, come to halfway. This might be more than enough. Otherwise, we're going to have a little play with lifting the right toes here. So keep a micro bend through the right knee. Maybe inhale, pick your right toes up for 3, 2, 1, if the toes lifted, exhale, carefully, slowly take them back down to the mat. Inhale, we're going to pick ourselves back up to center. As you exhale, release the strap, hands come down behind you. Inhale, we're going to reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward over that right leg. If the right knee needs to bend, that's okay. Press the left hip forward, draw the right hip back. Maybe take some height underneath your hands. So really focusing on that hamstring now. You can stay here or you can flex your right toes up as you fold for 3. For 2. For 1. Inhale, coming back up. Lifting the chest up. If the right toes are still lifted, exhale, plant the foot down. Grab a hold of your strap. We're going to come all the way up to standing on the inhale. And then we're going to swap feet. So step your left foot forward. Step your right foot back. Find those train tracks. So right hip is tracking forward, left hip is tracking back. And it is the right arm that goes up, the left arm that comes under. Maybe you have a hold of your hands, but the strap just gives us that little bit of room to play with. So notice where you naturally position your elbows, and this might feel quite different on the other side, especially if at some point you have had a shoulder injury on one side. The shoulders can really sort of roll in different ways, quite dramatically. So notice what feels even. Finding an evenness through the hips helps us find an evenness through the shoulders. If that right heel needs to be turned in slightly, the back heel, turn it in slightly. And then we're going to work first with drawing the elbows away from each other. So right elbow up, left elbow down. Inhale. Trying to pull your strap apart. Exhale, relax the arms. 2 more times. Inhale, pull the strap apart. Exhale, relax the arms. 1 more. Inhale, pull the strap apart. Exhale, relax the arms. So this time backward and forward. Inhale, the elbows draw back in space. Exhale, the elbows draw forward. This will curl the spine slightly. 2 more times. Inhale, draw back in space. Exhale, draw forward. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, explorative movements. Inhale, come back to center. So we want to draw the right elbow up and in toward the head, the left elbow down and away from the body. Inhale. Exhale, hinge at the hips, come to halfway. Keep the activity through the elbows so we're not starting to just get lazy, release and fold in. We want to hold here, hold strong. Maybe flex your left toes up toward the ceiling. Draw that left sit bone back. For 3, you know the left toes are optional. For 2. For 1, if your left toes are lifted up, slowly, carefully release them back down to the mat. And then it's the inhale that brings us up. Ooh. And the exhale that releases the hands from the strap. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, folding forward over that left leg. Hands can come up onto blocks or anything you might have by you, maybe a chair, maybe the wall. Inhale, chest forward. You have the option to again lift the left toes as you exhale, melt over your left leg for 3. 2. Inhale to come on up, a little bend through the left knee, and we're going to step ourselves all the way toward the front of the mat. Big breath in, halfway lift. Exhale, soften and fold. This time taking the peace fingers to the big toes. So wrapping around the inside of the big toe in your pistol grip. Knees are as bent as they need to be. Inhale, a little half lift. Exhale, bend at the elbows. If the elbows are bending, they're going to either side of the mat, drawing yourself down here. Just for 3, lifting and spreading through the sit bones, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the neck for 2. For 1. You might want to stay here. We're going to come to a slightly different grip. Still in a forward fold. Inhale. The palms are going to come underneath the feet on the exhale. So we're walking the toes right up to the wrist creases. Palms facing up, backs of the hands down on the mat. Inhale, lengthen the chest. Exhale, soften forward. And on this variation, if you're taking it with me, you might want to start to look down to your hands and have a little play with pressing into the toes, taking weight out of the heels. Now we don't have the hands in front of us this time, so it might feel a little bit like you're going to topple. But just play and make sure that you're not working all the way to your edge. Explore around it for 3, 2, 1. If your heels are lifted, bringing them back down to the mat. Releasing your hands from your feet. That's also a really nice wrist stretch. Turning the toes out. If you want to walk the feet a little wider, do so. And we're going to come down into our Malasana. Hands to heart. Press elbows outward to the insides of the knees. Lift up through the crown of the head. Big breath in. As you exhale, send your right ear toward your right shoulder. Just revisiting the neck for a moment. Inhale, head back to center. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Head back to center, inhale. And then exhale, release the hands forward, and we're going to come down onto our sit bones as slowly as possible. Soles of the feet come down to the mat. Bring your strap or whatever you're using as a strap with you. Reach your hands forward. And then we're going to lie ourselves all the way down. All the way down onto the mat. Arms go up. Back of the head reaches heavy. Press your palms together. Interlace your fingers. So notice the shoulder blades on the mat now. They're going to move as we move the arms. Inhale. As you exhale, left elbow draws down toward the floor. Keep your right arm as straight as you can as you draw it across your body. We're going to inhale back to center. And exhale to the other side. I'm just going to move that so I don't squish it. Inhale back to center. Exhale, left elbow down. Try and keep both shoulder blades on the mat. Inhale, center. Exhale, right elbow down. We're going to add in a turn of the head this time. So inhale, center. Exhale, left elbow down. Look to the right. Take a deep breath in here. And a long breath out. Inhale, center. Exhale, right elbow to the right, left arm is long across the body. Look to the left. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Inhale, arms come back to center. Release the interlace of the fingers. Exhale, send the arms wide. And then inhale, bring the arms back. We're crossing right arm over, left arm under. And then we are bending at the elbows. So the backs of the hands come together. You might want to stay there. If you have the room to cross at the wrists and come into your eagle arms, your Garuda arms, palms together, do so. But otherwise, backs of the hands stay together. So really, we're trying to find as much connection between the elbows as possible. Notice what happens to your shoulder blades on the mat. Okay, if this is quite strong and you want to keep a focus on the shoulders, you can stay here and just work the arms. Otherwise, we're going to add in the legs. So picking the knees up, crossing left arm over, so it's opposite arm, opposite leg. You can stay here just squeezing the knees together, or if there's room to double cross, do so, crossing again at the ankles. Okay, so we're all twisted up like a little pretzel. Inhale, send the tippy toes and the fingertips away from each other. And then just a little bit for the core. Exhale, squeeze elbows and knees. The back of the head doesn't need to lift up off the mat. Inhale, send fingertips and toes away from each other. Exhale, squeeze elbows and knees. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, come back to center. We're going to keep the legs, release the arms. So left leg is over, crossing once or twice. Using the exhale, melt the legs out to the right and find a twist. Keep your left shoulder glued to the mat as much as possible. If you want to place something underneath the right knees to raise the floor, please do so. And then you can add in a little for the neck here by turning the face toward the left. Couple of nice big breaths in your twist. And then if you turn your head to the left, bring your face back up to center, draw your legs back up to center, unravel them, bring the feet back down to the mat. We're going to bring the arms back up. This time crossing left elbow over right elbow, bending. Backs of the hands glue toward each other, otherwise we twist again at the wrists and palms come together. Okay, you can just use your hands here, or we're bringing in the legs. Right knee over, left knee under, squeezing here, or maybe crossing again at the ankles. Back of the head stays on the mat. Inhale, fingers and tippy toes away from each other. And then exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, away. Exhale, squeezing in. Once more, inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, come back to center. Release the arms. Keep the legs, cross once or twice. Exhale, release the knees out to the left. You can raise them up on something, or just let them melt out. Keep the right shoulder as heavy as possible. And maybe switch the gaze to the right. We've got a few big breaths here. And head is going to come back up to center. Legs are going to come back up to center. Unravel the legs. Bring the left foot down onto the mat, the right leg up. Grab your strap. And let's hook the strap around the right foot. So drawing the right toes down toward the face, drawing the heel up toward the ceiling. You can extend the left leg long if that feels comfortable, or keep the left knee bent. Inhale. As you exhale, point through the right toes. If you lose the strap a bit, that's okay. Inhale, flex. Really pull the toes back toward your face. Exhale, point. One more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, flex the foot. Sides of the strap go into your right hand. Left hand comes onto left hip. Exhale, release the right leg out toward the right. And then we're going to turn the face toward the left. Keep your left hip anchored down for 3, 2, 1, come back up to center with the face, with the right leg. Swap strap hands. So left hand to both sides of the strap, or whatever it is you're using. Right hand to the floor to anchor your right hip down. So we're not lifting the right hip off the mat. We're just leaning the foot to the right slightly to get a nice big stretch down the outside of the right outer thigh. So right hip stays glued to the mat for 3, 2, 1. Bring the right leg back up. If the left leg went long, bend the knee, and then bring the left foot up, hook it into the strap. Release the right foot down to the mat, knee stays bent, or send that right leg long. Drawing the toes toward your face, heel up toward the ceiling. Inhale, foot flexed. Exhale, point the toes. Inhale, flex the foot. Exhale, point the toes. One more time, inhale. Exhale. So good. Inhale, flex the foot. Both sides of the strap go into your left hand. Right hand to right hip. Keep the right hip grounded. Use the exhale, lean the left leg out to the left. Switch the gaze to the right. For 3, 2, 1. Bring the gaze back up to center. The left leg back up to center. Swap strap hands. Left hand anchors down. Left hip stays anchored down. We're just leaning that left leg out to the right. Nice big stretch down the outer left thigh. If we pick that hip off, we're losing that stretch. For 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Inhale, left leg up. We're nearly there. Bring both hands back to the straps. We're going to bring the right leg up and into the straps as well, the strap. And then make sure your grip is loose enough that the elbows are down on the mat, the shoulders are relaxed back. So this is a really nice option for our Viparita Karani, just to support the legs slightly. If you like to do this without the strap, if that feels quite comfortable, you can release the strap now. We're going to keep the legs up. Another option is to bring the blanket underneath the lower back to give your hips a little bit of height, or to shift yourself out to the wall. Hands to belly. Close down your eyes. And take a moment just to point and flex through the feet. No strap this time. It doesn't have to be quite as active. And then consciously find somewhere in between those two movements where the feet relax completely. Hands are on the belly. We're going to focus the breath right down into the belly on the inhale. Soften the exhale. Right down into the belly, inhale. Soften with the exhale. Inhale deep into your belly first. And then notice the ribs start to inflate, sending the rib cage out to either side toward the elbows. Exhale, rib cage, belly. Inhale, belly, rib cage. Exhale, rib cage, belly. Inhale, belly, rib cage, and then right up into the top of the chest, collarbones. Exhale, chest, rib cage, belly. Inhale, belly, rib cage, chest. Keep this going. Always start to add retentions. Pause. Exhale, chest, pause. Rib cage, pause. Belly, empty out. Pause. Inhale a smooth breath. Pause. Exhale, chest, 2, 3, pause. Ribs, 2, 3, pause. Belly, 2, 3, empty. Inhale. Exhale, chest, 2, 3, pause. Ribs, 2, 3, pause. Belly, 2, 3, empty. Inhale, slow, steady breath in. Exhale, chest, 2, 3, pause. Ribs, 2, 3, pause. Belly, 2, 3, empty. Let's release those retentions. Inhale deeply. And from the mouth, a slow, long sigh out. If you're against the wall, you might want to stay there. Otherwise, if your legs are just floating up in space, take your time to bend out through the knees. To lengthen your legs out on the mat, finding your preferred shape of Shavasana. So if you want to bring something underneath the knees, if you want to place something over the body, take the time to do so. And once you're resting, bringing the arms down by your sides, palms facing up. And just taking a moment in stillness to acknowledge our practice this morning. To observe how we feel now. All the shifting of energy, all the movement of body and breath. How this has transformed us on our mats this morning. Releasing any active breathing. And simply allowing yourself to be here in all the space that you have created. I'm going to leave you here on your mats. Please stay for as long as your day allows. Thank you so much for joining me to practice this morning. Namaste.